Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. It's January 3rd, and we have officially started our trading week. Let's see where we are today. I'm gonna start with a quick setup for the S&P, and then I'm gonna show you the news that's gonna come out. That's gonna come out tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. So just for the context, so that you know when to expect volatility in the market, because it's going to be quite a volatile week, which is great. But what we need to do is make sure we have our take profits and our stop losses on for the trades, because we don't want to have any big moves happening in the opposite direction of our positions. So I'm going to start with the S&P. The way we closed on Friday. That was on Friday, yes. So we closed on Friday with the 4-hour lifting candle, and Friday generally shows the direction that they're going to continue when the market reopens, which is today. So the S&P is likely to continue to the upside today. I don't know if we're going to have a continuation throughout the week, because that depends on the news and how the news is going to be. Now, of course, this is the S&P, and it can move in a different direction if we have crypto news coming, influencing crypto in particular. If there's no news influencing crypto in particular, it's likely to move the way the S&P moves, which is, again, to the upside. Now, we have the 4-hour stochastic of the S&P turning upwards. The regular RSI is turning upwards, and we are putting a lot of pressure on this trend line to break it to the upside. What I believe will happen is we might come up and either do a triple top formation or do a higher high and test this yellow line here, which I expected to see tested for a while. The S&P has done its 0.5 correction, again, that I've been telling you about for the past week or so. Again, it has been a long swing upwards, and at least a 0.5 is necessary for this swing to be sustainable to the upside. And we have yet to see if this has been the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or if this has been the 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to have a higher high. That is yet to be seen, in short, because again, we can only see that it's a 5 when it's gone past the previous peak, the way this swing is designed and its anatomy, because none of these break the previous swing, so it could be complete as is. Now the daily stochastic on the S&P is also heading upwards, and we have at the start of this swing a couple of bullish divergences. So again, the way I would read this is we're going to challenge the previous high. This would be, for instance, if I were trading this would be a great opportunity to do a long trade to the upside with a stop loss below the previous low. Now, the context of the S&P is quite favorable to the upside, and now I'm going to put in the Forex calendar. Don't know where my link is gone, but I'll find it for you quickly. This one, just to show you what's coming this week. So today will be quite today, as usually Mondays are, even though it's Tuesday, but it is the first day of the trading week. It will be quite peaceful. So today we'll probably gonna have a correcting day, and I will put it on the chart when we do our trade setup. So today is likely to be a corrective day. Tomorrow we're gonna have 3 pieces of news coming from the American market. The FOMC meeting minutes at 9 p.m. UK time, and then the JOLTS job openings at 5 p.m. UK time. So it will be two big high impact pieces of news will hit the markets tomorrow. Then on Thursday we're going to have 1 piece of news. It's the non-farm employment change, and also a medium impact, the unemployment claims. and they will influence the DXY, and depending on where the DXY goes, the S&P and crypto go in the opposite direction. Now Friday is the big day where we are gonna have again 1, 2, 3 pieces of news that are red flagged for the American market, and also quite a lot for the Canadian market. So we will have quite a volatile week. Again, it should give us plenty of swings. I do expect those swings. I will show you in the charts and on the levels what I expect those swings to be. And again, we will see when we're there what levels we're gonna reach. So this is the context. So the S&P shows signs of going upwards and challenging the previous high. And we have a volatile week in terms of the news. Now, starting with Bitcoin, just to see where we are. I'm going to start again. I'm going to look at the 4 hour. I'm going to look at the daily, and I'm going to look at the weekly time frame and see if they are in confluence or not. Now, the 4 hour is turning down at the moment on the stochastic, and I've been using the stochastic momentum more than the regular RSI because we've been in this sideways, very small range, and the stochastic momentum shows me more in a more refined way the immediate momentum changes. So the 4 hour stochastic momentum has turned down. The daily is lifting. It's quite visibly lifting, and I believe we have I know the levels here on these 2 days are quite close in terms of price action, but on the stochastic momentum on the daily, you can clearly see the bullish divergence. So even though prices dropped to almost the same level, look how high the stochastic momentum held itself. And on the weekly we are, which is the big surprise for me, we have turned down on the blue line. Now, the blue line is the more immediate, the red line is the slightly longer time frame. Now, the blue line has turned down, but it hasn't crossed over, so it might be a momentary correction that we are looking at. Again, if I am to look at the MACD on the weekly, I have these 3 waves down, which showed decreasing differences on the seller side. So the sellers became fewer and fewer. The difference in price of the sell became less and less. But now we have decreasing buyers as well. So I am inclined to think that, again, this being the weekly chart, after this correction downwards and then after a lift, we will continue downwards. So that would be the weekly swings. But again, we need to cross those levels to have a bigger move confirmed, because at the moment we are still ranging sideways. And that takes me to setting up the trades for this week. I'll be quite concise today because you've seen these levels. I don't have to map them out. We've had them on for Monday, 9th of November, almost 2 months already. So these are our levels. So I would say the first thing to the first trade to do is to wait for this correction. So I'm not shorting, I'm not in a position for Bitcoin, and what I'm waiting for is this swing up. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This swing up to correct at the 0.5. Now, why the 0.5? Because the 0.5 is also not here. Sorry, it's not that I'm ignoring this. I'm considering this a swing and this its correction, and I'm taking this swing as the new swing because it's easier for me to see the 3 steps up. This would be a 15-minute swing, but on the 4 hour we see it in a more airy, breezy space. It's nicer to read, but it is a 1 hour. It is a 1 hour support and resistance chart, and this is a 15-minute swing. So what I'm waiting for Bitcoin is to get in on a long position, and I will be looking for this swing here to correct to the 0.5. We have corrected so far at the 382. We might not go lower than this, but to me, it's I am looking at the swing that hasn't once back-tested the 20 EMA on the 4 hour. It has come close to it, but not reached it. Again, for a lift to be sustainable, we need to reach to backtest the major support MAs. It has backtested some other MAs, and that might be it. Again, I'm not a fortune reader, so I can't say, oh, that's done, so it's going to move on. I am expecting this to backtest the 20 MA, again, because of the consistency with which it does that. So as you can see, the moves on the 4 hour happen after a backtest. But the backtest means literally going there, touching it, and then being rejected or not. So path, perfect. What I'm waiting for is to see this move, so down to the 0.5, and then I will be placing an order here at the 16,618 with a tight stop loss. It is a very tight stop loss because it is a stop loss below the previous high, so it cannot go below this. So it's 5% stop loss below this low. And we don't, again, I don't need to go deeper than this, because if this breaks, then again, I'm looking at a different structure, different anatomy. 5% is a nice, it's a low enough risk to do this trade. So this would be the first path that I see this having, and this would be a long option. Now, a short option would be because we need to take both situations into account. Again, as far as I'm concerned, if we don't break this level here, let me just make these in yellow, because now, oh, sorry, I don't know where, it's okay, it's Roy's options here in the charts. So as long as the previous levels are kept, which means 15.8, and I will also go, we have levels within levels, so if I am to be a little bit more generous, and I will be more generous because I want us to be more on the to be more precise in terms of these levels. So as long as the 17.2 and 15.6 levels don't break, we're not going anywhere. Like, we're not, these are the limits of the movement. We're not in breakout territory until those levels and those trend lines are broken. So these are the limits, the edges of our trades. Now, if we're looking at shorting where we are right now, the next level to reach would be the 16.4, but I'm not so sure this level will be reached. However, I am inclined to go for correction and then lift. If the correction comes down to the 16.4 and has broken the level of this swing, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I was putting the fib on earlier on. So if the correction comes down to the 16.4 support and resistance line, and it consolidates there, and it cannot break up into a W, how can I say, it cannot make a W formation to the upside back to the 17K, and it fails with a double top, I would be looking to short coming down to the to the 15.6 level. Sorry about this. I'm just going to switch it off. For some reason it's not. There we go. So here we have, there we go. Here we have a short opportunity if this level cannot be turned again, and I'm using the local support and resistance. It's not hard. It's easy to define these levels, but it's hard to trade because the range is really small. So if you don't have limit orders in, and if you don't have small stop losses that would maximize your profits, you could also allow Bitcoin to do its thing and wait for the breakout. You could also do it because the daily will show us the breakout on this divergence line. So the 16.8 here, when it breaks, it will show us a breakout out of this massive, glorious descending wedge. And this breakout will probably take us up to a certain level of 18.5 or even higher. Again, we're talking about 20K, 21, somewhere around those regions. And there we're going to see if we're out of this bear market or not. But in the meantime, we have levels within levels. So I know it's frustrating, but all we can do right now is to map them out and to trade them accordingly. So you can see this is a 4% level. If you trade up and down, there could be profit made. But again, you need to be quite precise and to have your orders in because it could do spikes up and down to those levels. Anyways, so we have possibility 1, possibility 2. We will know if the trade is the more likely option when we top out here. So if we top out here and we fail to break the W for the upside, that means we're going to come down, and this will give us a nice 702 entry for, or sorry, not 702, 702 would be for XRP, golden pocket entry, or 0.5 entry for Bitcoin here. Same for this long. If the 0.5 level, or if the golden pocket level, and most importantly, if the lower low, if the previous low hold, we're gonna go up. So these would be the immediate trades, one for the upside and the second one for the downside. Now I will continue with an addition to the upside trade, because if the 17K level is broken and it consolidates above it, we can reach the 17.3 in the same breath. So if my order gets in here at 16,610, if my order is activated, my target would be 17.3. That's what I'm gonna leave in, and of course I'm gonna follow it to see if it tops out around here. But I will leave that target in because this could do one of these super long candles, 1 or 2 hours of lifting up to the next level. That wouldn't be impossible, especially after all of this consolidation. In terms of patterns, we don't have too many, except to me the most solid pattern to look for is this sideways channel. And if I am to put but again, it's not from edge to edge, so I can't take it as a full measured move target. But if I am to put the width of it at the breakout, that would be the 17.6, which we know is a level as well, considering it's the level of this peak formation. So this would be the head and shoulders that started this whole drop down. So just to sum it up, we have trade number 1, which is a correction, 0.5 correction, then long to next level. And trade number 2 would be breaking of support, and move down to next level. So these would be the 2 immediate trades. Now we will be talking about a breakout to either side, and that breakout to either side will be confirmed if we hold this line, the 17.3. If we hold the 17.3, we are looking at, and I will remove this line because it is redundant at the moment. I just want to simplify this and make it more. There we go. So if we consolidate on the 17.3, we are looking at going back to level 1, support and resistance around the 18.5, 18.6 level. You can see there are a lot of spikes, and it's challenging to put support and resistance lines because there's so many spikes that go through those levels. So again, I'm using Traders Reality for a refinement of the levels on the day, because they are correlating the market maker moves with the fib levels. So they're quite handy if you're in a trade, if you've got a position open, to check to see what the superior level will be. And you've seen me make a lot of references on the chat saying, okay, we're moving upwards, this would be the next daily level, because the TA would point to a longer term level, whereas the daily would take us only so far as, let's say, the M5 to the upside. It rarely breaks those superior levels, or inferior when it's the M0. Anyway, so that would be a nice breakout trade towards the 18.5, and that would be a 7%. I know it sounds tiny compared to, for instance, what XRP or what Ethereum are doing, but it is where Bitcoin is. And I'm going to put this here. I'm only going to write these for Bitcoin during the session, and for Ethereum I'm going to add them later. If the 17.3K level holds. Okay, and of course we are looking at a breakdown trade towards level 3. Of course, if we're breaking this level, you've heard me say this, coming back up to test it, and that back test fails to regain that level as support, then we're looking here at breakdown. And I will name the level. I will call the level 5.5. So this would be the breakdown trade. I think there's a hyphen in here. If the 15.5 level breaks, again, I want to be a little bit more generous on the breakdowns, because I've been caught myself in the past, just a little wick below, thinking, oh, it's a lower low, that's it, it's a breakdown. It's not necessarily a breakdown. The level, this previous level, just a wick down below doesn't mean it's breaking down. It just means that a little bit more liquidity has been collected. We need to see it back tested and then continuation to the downside. That's when breakdowns are confirmed. So that would be it. Again, it's been quite succinct because we've been talking about this, but now it is coming to closer to the breakout. Now, Generally, it takes about 3 months for a breakout or breakdown to happen. So I wouldn't be surprised if we are going to move up and down within this space for a while. Now, if I'm looking at this channel, I told you we had we need one touch here to the top, and that top might be right about here, 18K as well. So either here or here, but we do need it. And then we need another touch to the bottom. So this month of January could be moving up and down, and depending on where we go tomorrow after the volatility, Thursday and Wednesday, I will reset these options and update you on the chats. So these would be the trade setup levels and possible trade options for Bitcoin. Now, I'm gonna move over to Ethereum. Ethereum has, again, on the 4-hour descending stochastic momentum. It's had a crossing of the 20 EMA over the 55, signaling continuation to the upside. I don't think this continuation will happen though with the stochastic and the regular RSI coming down. So now just give me a second to refresh this page. I put the MACD on this page, and I don't know why it's not showing. Yes, very good. Okay, because I wanted to show you the daily MACD. So despite the 4-hour being down, the MACD and the daily stochastic on Ethereum are going up. So we might be seeing some upwards momentum, the likes of Bitcoin. Now, it's again, we can look at, and we will look at the 1-hour trade options, because they're the daily trades that we have available. But there's no talk of a big breakout and breakthrough until we break the 1280. So the 1280 level is, to me, the big level. Also, this yellow line here, again, this Ethereum is moving in a wedge. So wedge / channel. It's a little bit like a blowhorn, but only a little bit. So again, just a slight opening of the channel. But anyways, so until we break this yellow line and confirm out of it and hold it as support, we're not going to go anywhere to the upside. On the contrary, we're more likely to do another drop down, and that would be towards the $500 Ethereum, 560, 480, thereabouts. So for the moment, yes, we could see a slight lift towards the 1280, but the way we get there might be a little bit more of a winding road, because the 4-hour right now needs to correct while the daily is still lifting. Let me just check the weekly. Yeah, the weekly is in the same situation as with Bitcoin. So the weekly blue line is pointing downwards, but it hasn't crossed yet. It has a little bit, just a little bit for Ethereum, because again, Ethereum has stronger moves than Bitcoin. But yeah, like the question is the daily strong enough to carry this trend after the 4-hour correction? Because if the 4-hour correction pushes lower and turns the day, then we will have the daily down, the weekly down, and the 4-hourly down. So that will make us reconsider the trend. Right now, the trend is correction to the downside on the 4-hour, and then lift on the daily until the daily reaches the top on the stochastic. So that would be my interpretation and my analysis, especially since we've broken the 4-hour divergence line and very technical backtest, perfection backtest on Ethereum's side. It broke this line, backtested it, continued to the upside. Perfect technical trade here to make. Even if you weren't watching it, you could have placed a nice trade here. at the 702 of this swing, even if you didn't catch the bottom. And again, I'm not so worried about Bitcoin's and Ethereum's swings, because again, they are a little bit more flexible with the fibs, and I am willing to give them a little bit of space to show themselves, and I'll be going in on a 0.5 or a golden pocket retracement, even if I miss the base of this swing. Even if I've missed this, the fact that it's confirmed on the divergence line and back tested it and holds, I put a stop loss below the previous low and it's not challenged yet, and the stop loss would be very minimal. Even if you put a 0.5, let's see how much that would be for the 0.5. For the 0.5 it would be 6%, so really, really nice. This actually gave you a 702 entry here on this swing. So loads of nice entries. Even again, these are 4-hour candles, so even if you miss this drop down to enter, put a 702, a golden pocket, or a 0.5, and let it run. And if you miss it, so be it. You'll catch the top on the correction down if the swing is done. But if you still get that order in, it's a great trade to make. Anyways, let's see these were our weekend levels. Again, very nice lift for Ethereum. Once it broke this level, it tested it once, twice, third time it broke it, and there it is, lifting up. Now, if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, this hasn't back tested the previous support and resistance line. The way, for instance, it happened here, or the way it happened here before the lift. So I would be looking for a back test of this line, 12.1208, 1206, thereabouts for Ethereum. So this would be the level. This would be the level to backtest and then continue to the upside. And again, the first trade that I would be making would be a long down to the 55 and then going right up to the 1230. If we consolidate on the 1230, going right up to again, I'll be quite conservative, 1260. The next level would be the 1285. So again, there are levels within levels, and we will have to check on the daily levels to see how far this is gonna go. But it could go up to 1280 with no issues. But we need to see the support at 1230 holding. I'm gonna take this right up here because that's where. Perfect. Okay, so this would be the first path. Now here we have the. Do you know what? No, I'll do it. I'll map it out the way I did for Bitcoin. So the first part is just the regular long. And then we have the breakout long. So consolidating here and then moving up. So that would be, these would be two trade opportunities, because if we get rejected here, we're likely to come down. And if I am gonna count the touches here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, we need 5 and 6. So just like the Bitcoin swing count, we need another touch to the top and another touch to the bottom, and I believe we are likely to get them, but we need to see how the levels play out. Now, if the 55 on the 4-hour doesn't hold, we're likely to come down for a full correction to the next level of support and resistance. So that would be a short opportunity. And again, the next short breakout opportunity would be down to the next level, which would be 1160. Oh, come on. I don't like it when the path arrows just get a little bit perfect. So remember, break, back test, continuation to the downside, and this would be, I'm just gonna extend this as a trend line so that I don't put in loads of trend lines. You see where this is coming from, and it's likely to go a little bit lower than the first drop, but not lower than this one. Generally, this is what it does. Anyways, I think the 1160 level would be a safe target to hit if we break the 1180 level. So that would be Ethereum's options. So we are, for both Bitcoin and Ethereum, we are in the middle of the consolidation channels. No move has been made to either side. No breakout has yet been confirmed. But at least we have the 4-hour momentum that is indicating our correction. Considering the 1 hour has been down for a while, I believe once the 4-hour does its correction, it will be moving to the upside for the 1 hour to get a breather. And we'll see then and there what's going to happen. Depending on how far this 5 will be. So if this was a 1, 2, 3, 4, where is this 5 going to take us? Because if this 5 is going to take us way past the 1230, or for Bitcoin, I want to say something. Yes, for Bitcoin, way past the 17K level, then we will expect a breakout trade to the upside. However, according to my wave count, we still need a touch to the top, a touch to the bottom. So we might be in this space for Ethereum and Bitcoin for the next couple of weeks. Again, Ethereum is more generous in terms of the ranges. And no, I take a little bit, maybe little bit more, like 5% compared to Bitcoin's 3.6. But anyways, very small, not very small ranges to trade between, but quite volatile because of the news. So let's hope the news volatility will give us plenty of chances to catch the swings up and down, and with a tight stop loss, even making 20 or 30% here and there on the swings will add up. And at the end of the week, we'll have a nice profit. So that's it. Do you guys have any questions? No questions. Super. Have a great day trading and a great week trading, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. I will post these trade setups on the chats and keep you posted if there is some movement during New York. Thank you.
Thanks, Camille. Have a great day.
You too, Lee. Bye bye.